Today we'll dive into how the James Webb Space Telescope changes the way we see the universe. People won't stop talking about JWST until another of this caliber is in space. Heck, people are still raving about Hubble, and that just turned 30. Since the recent image release from the most magnificent observatory in space, there's been nothing in the news other than Webb's wonders. Let's find out how this telescope is a technological marvel. First up, the James Webb Space Telescope lets us peek into the creation of the universe. Astronomers have longed to understand the birth of the universe. Humans want to know how life started, and they will stop at nothing until they can take a full peek into the past. The JWST is the key to looking back billions of years ago, right to the point where the first galaxies and stars formed. The deep field image from JWST is only a few 100 million years after the Big Bang. This means that the galaxies and the stars we see in the picture are what they look like billions of years ago. This feat wasn't possible with Hubble, and all credit goes to JWST's newest infrared technology. On July 12, 2022, the world got to look at the most detailed picture of the universe in colors like never before. It brought the scientific community to tears just to look at how the most distant galaxies were shining in JWST's deep field image. The image proved to be worth the $10 billion that was put into it, and it proved that the telescope was working at its full potential. The deep field image wasn't the only wonder from the telescope. On the contrary, humanity's best telescope proved many long-standing theories. For instance, the bending of galaxies and the stars in the picture proved the phenomenon of gravitational lensing that Einstein predicted. It was partially recorded by Hubble, but not to this extent or detail. JWST represents the best minds in the world who thought that taking pictures wasn't enough this time. They needed scientific data regarding the chemical composition of various objects in space, especially the atmosphere of exoplanets. The instrument on the telescope will analyze and detect exoplanetary atmospheres, allowing astronomers to study whether the atmosphere is habitable. In other words, yes, we're trying to find signs of life on planets outside of our solar system. There's no doubt that the images from JWST have sparked a kind of appreciation for the beauty that's beyond our planet. Anyone who doesn't see stars past just reading their horoscope would find true inspiration and joy by simply looking at the photos. That's what makes JWST so wondrous, because it represents humanity's profound curiosity for discovering what lies beyond. Next, we have the JWST as a technological wonder like no other. Everyone wants to know, is the James Webb worth it? Does the telescope hold the value that's worth the money and effort put into it? Well, that's a huge yes. JWST is a leap into the future that would push our understanding of the universe beyond what astronomers have comprehended up till now. Experts are calling JWST a representative of art, and that its picture would inspire artists, musicians, and even poets. That may sound weird, but have you looked at the pictures? It may be the work of art by nature itself, but it's also JWST's craft that has enabled us to see objects in the universe in such vibrant colors. Scientists believe that the technological advancement in James Webb will inevitably open opportunities in other fields as well. If the technology aboard James Webb can let cosmetologists see the edge of the universe, how beneficial can this technology be in other industries? Let's talk about the telescope's gigantic mirrors. Yes, they're pretty big, 6.5 meters to be exact. JWST's mirror is composed of 18 separate hexagonal segments, which need to be perfectly aligned to produce the best image. In order for the telescope to produce useful results, the hexagonal plates have to be completely flat, like there's no chance of even a nanometer's mistake. It's so delicate that the bumps in the alignment measure the width of a human hair in size. Now, how is that technology useful on Earth? The same technology is being used in the health sector, specifically to look for irregularities in the shape of an eye. The improved sensor technology will allow us to diagnose ocular problems rapidly, and can also detect impurities in semiconductors and swelling in blood vessels. Next, we have the actuators, or the tiny motors, which were used to unfold and align the telescope. Since the telescope was too big to fit in a space shuttle, it was folded, and then when it reached its destination, it used next-generation automatically controlled motors to unfold. Let's not forget that the James Webb Telescope is millions of miles away from Earth, and if something went wrong, astronomers wouldn't be able to fix it physically. That's why everything needed to be extremely precise for the telescope's deployment and unfolding. These actuators can be used in an even smaller size for the precision positioning of surgical instruments. The possibilities are endless. The success of the James Webb Space Telescope is a leap into the future in all aspects. Coming up next, how JWST's deep field images are blurring the lines between science and art. Almost all of us at one point had the pictures from Hubble as our desktop background or phone wallpaper. The wonders in space may not be visible to the naked eye, but when a very powerful telescope is pointed toward them, they become a world of art. They almost feel unrealistic and photoshopped, for that matter, but these are real as any of us. The latest feat from the JWST proves that these pictures don't necessarily need to be blur smudges. The latest deep field image from JWST is the sharpest image of the universe, and it feels like a very talented painter lets the colors flow. What's more beautiful is the snap of the Carina Nebula that simply looks out of this world. The cosmos never looked so wondrous as they look through the James Webb telescope. 5 images were released after the deep field shot by JWST, and apart from the Carina Nebula, the shot of Stephan's quintet looks mind-blowing. The cluster of galaxies, which also features 2 galaxies currently merging together, looks unreal. The mid-infrared allows the telescope to see past the dust and illuminate all that hidden glory that the Hubble couldn't see before. We hope the new JWST pictures are as jaw-dropping as the first ones. Fingers crossed. Related news. Firstly, is there an invisible black hole outside our Milky Way? Black holes are the ultimate cosmological mystery. They can't be seen, so amateurs just think that they're everywhere. But there's no doubt that these mysterious entities do like to hang out about the oddest of places, like the center of our Milky Way galaxy, but the one recently detected is present just outside the Milky Way. According to astronomer Tomer Schenar of Amsterdam University in the Netherlands, it was the first that their team got together to report on a black hole rather than rejecting one. Nestled within the satellite galaxy called the Large Magellanic Cloud, an inactive black hole has been discovered quietly lingering just outside of our galaxy. This is the first time that the team could conclusively identify a black hole outside our own galaxy. Since black holes are shrouded in darkness, it's hard to detect them as they don't let any light escape. The team used many parameters to detect this invisible black hole, including the radial velocity in the spectrum of redder and bluer wavelengths. They observed these spectral shifts and found a massive blue-white O-type star around 160,000 light-years away. Next, we move on to spotting a skyscraper-sized asteroid. It's always a sight to behold when objects in space tend to pass by our quiet little blue planet. Recently, a 50-story skyscraper-sized asteroid zoomed past Earth on July 17, 2022, which made it the closest approach to Earth in nearly a century. Thankfully, asteroid 2022 KY4 will miss our planet by a few million miles. So all those doomsday folks, just calm down. According to NASA, asteroid 2022 KY4 is traveling around 8 times the speed of a rifle bullet and is about 88 meters in diameter. The gigantic space rock has made several close calls to Earth before, but will not likely approach our planet this close until May 2048. And finally, what are these strange strings on Mars? Is it us? Or do Martians really like spaghetti? If it's not spaghetti, then what are these strings on Mars? NASA's Perseverance just came across a tangled mess of string on Mars, and everyone is throwing a fit. No, it's not a leftover fishing line, if that's what people are going at. It's possibly some leftover trash from Perseverance's parachute or even the back shell. But why is Mars always throwing a curveball at us? Sometimes it's weird-looking rocks or even a shadowy figure. Is this our imagination, or are Martians playing practical jokes on us? Anyways, the Martian winds may have blown the strings like tumbleweed, and it was captured by the rover's front right hazard avoidance camera A. That's a wrap for this video. How did you like images from JWST? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.